Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm Federico Donato. I'm the Vice President of the Italian Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here today with Erick Thohir, President of Internazionale Football Club and winner of a Business Award for the ICCS for the year 2013.
Hi, Federico. How are you?
Good to see you. Very good. Thanks for being with us, and thanks a lot for accepting our award, which want to be an example of how Italy can be the map for foreign investor. It wants to be an example of how our country can be promising in many industries, and therefore my curiosity, and I think the curiosity of many people today, is why did you choose Italy and the Italian League over Premier League, Bundesliga, or Liga Spagnola?
Well, first of all, I would like to say thank you for Italian Embassy and also Chambers of Commerce to honor an award for me. I think I never expecting this also. But of course, I'm glad that somebody recognized. I think for me, it's a big job then to promote Italy also at the same time. Back to the question. Of course, as you know, I not only have an investment in Italy, but also I have investment in other countries like in US. But if you're talking about soccer or football industry, US is not will get compared to European football. As we know, Italy is one of the biggest in terms of football industry in the world. The way I look at of this investment, of course, I really believe that Italian Serie A will be go back to compete with the other league around the world, EPL, Bundesliga, and La Liga. And I think there is a big step for me when we look at the investment of opportunity in Italy. At the same time, I believe the investment is on the right time. As you know, many the owners of Italian football clubs right now is become more and more business-wise. And the second generation of the Italian owners right now already represent inside the clubs. The same like Inter, I have a fresh president. Angelo Mario is a second generation of the, third generation of the Morattis. With this, I really feel investment in Italian Serie A will be a good investment. The timing is right. The environment of the league is willing to change the strategy of the football industry to compete with the other leagues. I met the Serie A president, I met also the other owner, that I feel more comfortable. We're going to have a good challenge together to show that the Serie A will be still one of the best league in the world.
Thanks a lot. It's a good sign of confidence.
Mm-hmm.
One question which I always wondered is, as you just mentioned, the Moratti are a family and a legacy very much attached to Inter history. President Angelo in the 60s is a person who made Inter very prominent. Mr. Massimo, lately you invested again, and Angelo Mario is continuing with you. What do you feel, how do you feel at ease, what is your trust and confidence in investing in a family business, or with a family business, or with something which is very much similar to a family business?
Yeah.
Do you think it's something which you find as well in Indonesia? It's something that can link Italy to Indonesia? It's something that you look forward to have?
Well, basically, all my investment, all my business, I have partners. I really believe in true partnerships. when you have a partner, is good for the partnership have a check and balance. Moratti's family is one of the well-known family in Italy. Good track records. And when myself and Mr. Moratti meet, also with Angelo Mario, we have the long discussion for 1 to 2 hours, and then we feel we have the same visions, the same chemistry between both partners, how we compete, with the other teams around the world. We realize at the end we need to grow the clubs. We need to make the clubs very professional. At the same time, as a family, as an owner, we still need to get comfortable with our professional, the way we manage as our family. So this is actually what we believe also in my family. The way we running our business have to be very professional, but at the end we have to be a family-like. Because we believe only professionals, you're gonna lose the entrepreneurships. To family, you lose the professionalism. And the new football industry, everything is about numbers. Everything about statistics. No longer about feeling.
Yeah.
No longer about the decisions by two people. This is what we confidence between the partners. The way we running the new the new football teams, with a collective decisions, with data, with a target, reward and punishment at the same time. We review all the management, not only the teams, but also on the business side together. And I believe with the good local partners, with a good partners, we can grow the business as our visions. Back to the issues about family, I think there's one thing that Italy and Indonesia have a lot of similarity. A lot of businessmen in Indonesia also grow by the family. The transition in the last 10, 15 years in Indonesia, more and family become very professional right now. They're hiring good professional to running the companies, but at the same time, as owner, entrepreneur, we side by side sit together with our professionals to achieve our target. That's the same thing that we discussed with Mr. Moratti. As a professional, is no way you compete with us, because we own the clubs, we own the companies. And also the other way around, as the owners, why we have to compete with our professionals? It's nothing to compete. If you don't trust your professional, why you giving the jobs to them? Why don't you just do it your jobs? So I think it's a balance between entrepreneur, professional, family, professionals is a good way to running the company in the futures.
Very interesting. Let me now, for 1 second, stay on this topic. It was very much debated that soccer, at least in Italy, cannot be financially successful or financially sound. People were debating how difficult it is to be managerial enough and good enough also on the balance sheet side, and not only with the heart, as you just mentioned. For this very reason, I believe, and many people I think, and I hope share my views, believe you can bring a lot of fresh air and you can bring a lot of change to Italian soccer as one of the first foreign investor, and for sure as the first Asian investor in Italy, and also among one of the very few in Europe. What do you think you can bring of Asian pragmatism into the balance sheet of Italian soccer teams?
The good fundamental in Italy is already there. You have strong players. You produce a lot of players every year. Italy, one of the most country in the world winning World Cup. So in terms of the technical is there. If you look at also in terms of the markets, a lot of clubs right now in Italy, still most of the income based from Italy. If you're looking about the television's money, sponsorship and ticketing money. So basically, you already have the fundamentals. Right now, the most important the question, how you compete with the other clubs in the world. If you see, most of the football team in the world right now, many of their income come from abroad. Nah, most of Italian football team, the income still based in Italy. This is actually a good thing you investing in Inter, or you own AC Milan, or you own Juventus. The big three already have, you know, the brand and the history and the strong fundamentals. To bring these three clubs to compete to the other teams, the bigger claim, the big teams from other leagues, we have that opportunity also. If Manchester United, Paris Saint-Germain, the other club can do it, why we cannot do it? As long as we have a business plan and working hard to achieve the number.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about the league, these three clubs cannot be survived if the league also doesn't have the same vision with the other leagues around the world. Because at the end, inside the league, you have 18, 20 clubs. To creating a good contents, you need to produce a good quality of the game. The time of the viewers in Asia or in other country can also be friendly to watch the game. If you look at the other league around the world, they decide Asian is become the biggest market. If you see a lot of English Premier League games is very friendly to the Asian zone. They play at 7 p.m., which is, I think, in England is around 12 or 1 p.m. Lunchtime they play. In Italy, if you look at most of the game, the good game, play 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. How big will be the viewers compared to EPL? We do have a game at 3 p.m. Italian time on Sunday, but most of the game is not a number 1 game or the number 2 games. It's just a game. We are together, which is part of the league. We need to transform that business plan together. Inter and AC and Juve, for sure we can be a global brand. And we are the top 15 global brand in the world in terms of football. So we have that opportunity. But myself and Inter, we cannot think only I as an Inter. We have to think we as Serie A.
Yeah.
At the end, we are part of the league. So
Yeah.
we need, to discuss together with the league, with the other team, how we can penetrate the market together. How we can give a good time viewing for our market in Asia. How we give a good game for people to watch the games.
Yeah.
How we bring up the quality of the referee. How, again, we creating, for example, a game in Asia. If you look at a newspaper a couple days ago, even baseball will be playing in Australia. NBA done it. I think some of the NBA regular seasons already play in London. Last year, it's the first time we have an NBA game in Southeast Asia, in Philippines, between Houston and, I forget though, with Houston and somebody, either Atlanta and Houston something. So there's a game, not a real game, but it's a game between two big NBA teams in Southeast Asia. I think Serie A should do the same. Yeah. One day maybe we have a game between Inter and AC Milan in Singapore and even in Jakarta. Why not?
Absolutely. We hope you will bring it to us.
Again, with the support of Serie A, of the discussion of the team of Serie A, we can do that.
Yeah. That's I think, a very interesting intake. I know that you were sharing with me, Eric, you are traveling a lot to Italy, and I think now you probably spend 50% of the time there or close to that when you don't wake up at 3 a.m. to watch a game. So how do you find the life you have in Milan? You really became a celebrity up there, you know, for all the reason I quoted before, and spending a lot of time with them, with the people, with the issues, with the problem of the country, which is very domestic for the very reason you just touched. How do you find your life there?
Yeah. Well, basically, the way I look at is not a problem, but it's a challenge. Then when you facing on that positions, you have to give a result and solutions. That's why you have to work and focus to giving the best that you can, so you can enjoy the next 2 years if you turn around the clubs. And then I keep saying to a lot of people, to do this deal is not for the glamour side. You know, I do this deal because I love Inter, I love the game, and also at the same time it's my job to working hard. Besides of that, I cannot deny because of the deal, because the deal is very global deal. A lot of people, I get recognized. I mean, in Indonesia, in Italy, in many countries. Well, that's the reality. You have to face it. Sometimes you have to lose your privacy also at the same time. But I think you become the ambassador. You know, you have to enjoy the job. You cannot complain, because at the end, when you're standing on the top of the mountain, the wind is blow high. Yeah, I mean, that's the reality you have to face. You know.
Yeah.
Not easy, but at the end you have to face the reality.
I agree. One more thing, you mentioned about quality, you mentioned about brand, you mentioned about potentials, managerial activity. You are, for the Chamber of Commerce, very much an investor. We are giving you an award because you are best investor from Asia in Italy. You are in soccer, which is one of the most famous industry we have. What do you believe when you look at the Italian capabilities of the industry? I mean, you are a businessman. I'm sure that you had also a chance to talk to other businessmen there, to your partners or to other entrepreneurs. What is the feeling that you get from the strength of the country and from the weaknesses of the country?
Again, I'm not trying to be a politician for Italy. I think Italy as a country, they need to solve their own political issue. But for me as a foreigner, the way I see, not many country in the world as a pop culture's country. Yeah, pop culture is mean that people remember the country not because of just the country, but because of the lifestyles. Italy produce a lot of fashions. Italy produce a lot of good quality cars. Italy produce a lot of good food. Italy, one of the main tourism destination in the world. You have a great history. Not many countries have that opportunities. You have already the a big, you know, what do you call it? A big brand, a big lifestyles behind the countries. And when people look at Italy is Italy, right? You cannot compare Italy to the other countries. But again, now is the challenge for Italy, how Italy can compete with the other country around the globe. England / London has been very successful, become a very international city now. A lot of people invest there. I think at the same time, this is what I strongly believe, same thing like Serie A. I'm not trying to be biased. But if a lot of Italian businessmen, and which is I'm part of the family right now, can create more value to the investors, I think this is a good time for everybody work, together to not to build though, but to create more interesting project in Italy. But of course, if you're talking about tourism, you're talking also infrastructures. I think we need to support from the governments. If you're talking about properties, I think there should be a decision by the government how is more friendly for the investor. If you're talking about the factories, I think how the Italian businessman and the Indonesian businessman or somebody from other country can work, build up the new industry. Many successful brand right now in other country also doing a factory outside the countries. But the quality is there, still designed by them. I think Italy have that capability, a lot of strong entrepreneurs, but I really believe in the next couple of years, even an Italian entrepreneur have to be the new Marco Polo. Because if you read Marco Polo is back, way back. So I think have to be in that transitions. Then I think it's a good time because I know Europe is coming back, slowly coming back right now. And Italy have to be a part of a big step to coming back. And I think as a country, Italy have that opportunity. You have the best brand in the world. I mean the brand here. A lot of successful Italian businessmen around the world.
That's true.
Yeah.
Then with this very strong confidence coming from you, allow me to ask one last question to you. In the time we spent in the last few days, I always felt you always came out to me as saying, I still have to prove something. I just arrived. I want to make a point there. And until I don't do that, I would feel like in between. So what is the goal, or if you can share with us one of the goal you have where you would like to see yourself with Inter Milan in the next 2 years?
So basically, the vision is clear. When I make a press conference in Milan, I very transparent to the shareholders, to the fans. The most important right now to make Inter healthy. I think that's the transition that will challenge us for the next 2-3 years. That's why when people congratulate to me, oh, wait for 2 years, I say. The same thing with the team. We start building the team actually by January when we bring Hernanes. We're gonna bring more players. I mean, we signed Fidic, one of the strong leader on the defenders. We're gonna have more players on these January transfers. At the same time, we want to have the same vision, not only the management, also the coaching staff and also the players. What is our target together? The minimum target that we want in the next 2-3 years, we have to come back to Europa. And then at the same time, maybe in 2 or 3 years, we have to play in Champions Leagues. This is what the target we need to do it. At the same time, we need to balance our players' age, which is the target will be 26.5 years in average. And then we need to balance the formation also. We cannot short in some position, because when you're talking about playing in Europa or Champions, suddenly it's double amount of your games. You not only play in Serie A, you play Europa, you play Champions. I think in 1 week you can play 2-3 games. I think you need to have at least 20 to 24 players that almost the same quality. Not easy. And the last one, we want to bring Inter become the top 10 global brand. And at the end, we become the top 10 football team in the world. Right now, Inter run 15, 16. So we have to come back on the top 10 in the next 2-3 years. It's not easy, it's hard work, but that's a challenge. I love challenge, but again, you gotta give the result.
Well, good luck.
Thank
Buona
you so
fortuna,
much.
as we say in Italy.
Yeah.
And thanks again for being
Thank
with
you.
us. Thank you.
And one last, thank you so much for the honoring. I think I'm part of the family. Let's work together.
Good
Thank
luck
you.
again.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you very much, Eric, and good luck. Good luck with Inter and good luck with Italy. Ladies and gentlemen, exclusively for ICCS, this was the president of Internazionale Football Club, Mr. Erick Thohir. Thanks a lot and have a good day.